What's up everyone? So this is the second of the two 58 Apaches we've been working on for some time now. Quite a bit different to the other one in a lot of ways, although still very cool. The other one, which you will have seen on YouTube, is much more old school, but weirdly enough has a lot more new tech like aircon and that type of stuff. Similar motor, but a lot fancier. This one has a lot less tech, but it's a bit more modern with bigger wheels and stuff like that. Both came to us in a very poor state. The one was assembled, the other truck. This one was actually in complete pieces. We actually got the cab, that was lying over there, and then we had a few fenders and stuff, and it had been body fillered and patched, and the rear load bed was in another place. We actually had to build frames to put it on our trailer to get it here, and then eventually the metalwork started, and it was probably one of the worst bases we'd started from, and I think where we've got it to is a testament to everyone who's been involved. The customer wanted this patina type job, paint job, and originally it was going to be a matte paint job, and then we got very close to finished, and I really liked the satin matte finish. It looked really cool, it was very different, but he actually changed his mind and he wanted it, so basically the whole paint job was redone in gloss. A couple of interesting things on the truck, also obviously the little cuppy for the windscreen. Both trucks have got that. We think that really finishes the truck off. Another interesting one is the mirrors. The customer really wanted these big truck mirrors, which I thought sort of makes it look quite aggro and quite sort of brute. It's got the Mustang wheels from the 5-litre new Mustang with the same size tires on. Lots of little details and stuff. Obviously the patina carries through all over. You'll see on the doors, on the dash, all that type of thing. It's got the Dakota digital gauges. As far as motor goes, pretty standard. It's actually the motor that was in the truck before it got rebuilt or stripped down many years ago. It's just a standard 350 Chev V8 with a 350 box. We didn't really do much to the motor other than putting some nice shiny bits on it and water pump and a few things like that. We had the gearbox serviced, but it came out really nice. The engine bay looks really cool. Nice exhaust system on it, sounds really nice. Custom interior. Also bringing through, the customer had actually bought, he specifically selected the blue leather that he wanted, which we carried through onto the roof lining as well. Interestingly enough, he wanted the rear of the load bay welded up. He didn't want a working rear door, but he's actually gonna, I won't say daily the truck, but he's gonna drive it pretty often, and he wants to be able to put his goodies and whatever he needs in the back and stuff. So we put in the little hook rail so that he can latch stuff down and that sort of stuff. But just interesting that on the other truck we've got the working tailgate, and on this one we don't. Full coilover suspension on the truck, QA1 shocks like we always do. It's actually, when we got the truck, the chassis had Crown Vic suspension, so it still has Crown Vic suspension. It's just that it's been optimized by the Ace Customs Racing to make sure the geometry and stuff all works correctly, because before the truck was rebuilt, before it got stripped, it was pretty much, according to the customer, a horror show to drive. It was all over the road. So that's all been sorted out. Everything's been redone. The chassis was painted, all of that complete from scratch. Nothing on the truck has been left as it was. Everything's been redone, new window rubbers. On the other truck you would have seen it still has the two-piece side window. On this truck we have the special conversion which makes it a single window. So you don't have the split window on the side, which was just something the customer also wanted. Had a lot of fun ordering parts and stuff for the two trucks, especially this one. We were given a little bit of leeway so we could choose the steering wheel and stuff. On the other truck the customer was very much involved and chose a lot of the stuff that he wanted. We also, as we always do on our custom cars, it's got a full Rockford Fosgate sound system with a 10-inch sub amp and coax that have been built into the front kick panels. It does not have a radio or anything like that. It's all driven via a Bluetooth streaming module, so if you want to listen to the radio or play music or anything, you connect to the streaming module and you stream via your phone. So that's how the whole system is controlled. So what's interesting, actually, we had to come up with a solution for this little fly key that you see here with a Chev emblem on it. We actually wanted to get a old radio and fit it in there to give it that old school look, but unfortunately we couldn't source one that was the right distance apart and get it looking right, and just didn't come up, so we came up with a little plate, and then I dug around on one of our suppliers' websites. I was actually expecting this little logo to be a lot bigger because there were no dimensions on the website, and when it arrived here it was minuscule. Nonetheless, we fabricated this little plate and I thought it came out kind of cool. The other thing we have is USB charging and stuff in the ashtray, or what was the ashtray, and the flip switch for the dials, for the change the colors and settings on the dials. Both trucks have actually got the same electric window setup, which is really cool. It looks like a stock window winder, but it actually operates as an up and a down switch. So if you just click it down, it rolls the window down. Click it up, it rolls the window up, which is kind of cool. We didn't want something that looked like just a cheapo switch that you'd stuck. We didn't want that. We wanted it to look really old school and fit with the rest of the truck. So we were in two minds as to what to do on the steps of both trucks. On the other truck we came up with the idea to do the polished aluminium, but we didn't want to do the same thing on this truck. But we also didn't want to leave it bare paint because obviously it's going to wear. We thought about doing PPF, but that's also going to wear. So eventually we came up with getting the same type of wood that we have in the bed, using the same type of sealer, trimming them, routering them, and then obviously putting them on the steps. We like to bring those details through. Another interesting detail is these little trim pieces which we actually made up that run all the way along there. We actually cut those, fabricated them, had them welded, and then mounted them in there just to finish off the carpeting. It's all those little details that are really important to us. Between the two trucks, this is probably my favorite because I dig the big wheels and that sort of thing, and I really dig the patina paint job. It's a little more of a simple build if you compare it to like the other truck that's got aircon, or to the Camaro, or some of the other cars we've done or trucks we've done. But what we managed to do was bring that old school kind of with a bit of hardcore through and give it real road presence. If I drive past someone, they're going to take a double take and really have a look. What I always try and bring across is what we start with these vehicles. It's not something it's not a truck that was built, it wasn't together and we just bolted on a few things. These are bare rusted shells that we start with, and the amount of hours and effort that go into getting it to this sort of level. Every detail, from the color of the carpet and what type of carpet, to the steering column, to the gauges, to where we paint things, to all of that. The whole team is involved, and a lot of decisions with the customer and stuff like that to really get it to this level. And as usual, very proud of everyone and the team who was involved to output this as a finished product.